Hey guys, it's JohnyTechReview. Today I have a quick review for you of this REXING M3 dashcam. As you can see here, this is everything that comes in the package. You have the dashcam itself, you have a mini USB cable for data. You also have here another power cable. This is a long, about 10 feet long power cable. And here you have some mounting stuff. This is to kind of run the cable underneath there, and you kind of run the unit like this, so you can run the cable underneath there going toward the top of your car, the roof of your car. You have here a mounting plate that will kind of tie into here. It uses adhesive, and I already used it. I took it off. I want to show you guys here, and that kind of attached to here. And then you have these little cable clips here that you can use to kind of attach to your windshield and run the cable properly if you need that. There's also this piece of 3M tape here to run here if you want to run the cable through there. In my experience, I didn't want to keep it permanently, so I did not install that mount. All I did was just mount this to the windshield. Then I just have another mini USB cable that go to a power hub in my car. And also there's the user menu right here. Again, the idea is that you mount just in front of your car on your windshield like this, using this little plate here, and this plate here has come with a 3M adhesive that sticks to your windshield. I did pull it up using one of these little cable here that come with the action camera. You can use this on your GoPro and pull off the adhesive, but this is what I use to take it off. It's pretty messy and it does leave some adhesive in your car, so yeah, when you pick a place, install it, after about a few hours it's gonna stick really well and it's not gonna come out, so keep that in mind. But the plate does just stick to your car just like that, and then you can just slide this in and out just like this, so you can definitely take this plate in and out and take this camera off if you need to. The idea is that, again, you put the camera like this and then you mount it like this, so then you can run the camera like on your windshield and then have all the cable looped inside here and run toward the roof of your car and then run it around your windshield like that. So let's talk about the camera. This camera has a lens up front here. As you can see, you can rotate this knob here to adjust the angle. On this side here, you have nothing except this reset button here. So in the back of the unit, you have a mini USB charging port. This is how you get it to power up. Here is the optional GPS in. If you have a GPS module, it does not come with one, so you will need to get one. And then here is another output for AV audio. It also does not come with a cable, so you do need to get a cable if you want to convert this to like a RCA output or something like that. So here on the left side, you see that you have the micro SD slot here. I'm using a 16 gigs in here, and then there's the microphone. As far as recording time, I'm using 3-minute loop recording, so every 3 minutes it's creating a new file. Each of those files are roughly between 280 to 300 megabyte as far as size. So what that means is in an hour it will be about 5.6 gigabyte or so. So a 16 gigabyte card like this one here will give me about 3 hours of continuous recording before I have to overwrite the oldest file. Of course, there's a lock button you can press, and that will lock the file, and it will save it in a different folder called RO. That will basically keep all the file out of place so it cannot be deleted. So this is the screen here underneath. When you're looking up at your dash, this is what you see. So here you have some button, power, menu. There's the emergency recording button. You press that, it will save that file to a different location like I said before. There's a recording here, and you can also disable and enable the mic. Look like this unit uses a capacitive system, so it does not have a built-in battery, anything like that. And in the long run, that means your battery will not ring out, but also at the same time the capacitor here is able to keep the unit only on for a few seconds after you turn your car off. So yeah, keep that in mind. It will come on automatically to start recording, but it will also stop after a few seconds. It cannot stay on for a long time, it seems like it. Before I show you the menu, I do want to point out that the video quality in this is alright. It does 1080p at 30 frames per second, and in my usage the footage is really smooth, as you can see on screen here. It looks really nice and it's smooth. There's not a lot of jitteriness at all, and the camera seems to be able to record with no problem with lag or anything like that. The camera mounted to the windshield directly seems to have a pretty nice effect, and it doesn't have a lot of wobbly or have any jello effect or have a lot of vibration at all. It seems like it works pretty well. As far as able to handle various different conditions, this camera is kind of weak at that point. If you have nice lighting condition, it's going to be okay, but if you have a really sunny day or kind of like a cloudy dark day, the camera kind of struggles to produce a good image. In a very bright day, it will kind of underexpose, and you can kind of see the cloud kind of being clipped off, and that kind of keep the roll and everything in the middle of the frame in the proper exposure, but everything else seems to be just clipped off. And the opposite is true in the dark day. When it's a little dark, especially at night, you need your headlight in order to use this. But let's say early in the evening when it gets a little bit dark, it does seem to suffer a little bit as far as quality, you can see here. So yeah, overall it's an okay quality, but the dynamic range suffer when there's a lot of bright or contrast condition. But other than that, everyday users should be fine, and you should be able to pick up the license plate of the car in front of you with no problem. Next, I want to talk about the sound quality on this Dashcam. It does seem to record sound, and you can hear from the radio inside my car. You can hear the conversation, and you can kind of hear the road noise just a little bit, but mostly just the inside cabin.
People so far. The PKK has a long-running conflict with Turkey, but has not claimed responsible.
The microphone does suffer a problem with the recording feedback noise, so there's a little bit of feedback from the electronic, I'm assuming, and it makes that kind of buzzing noise. It's a little bit whiny, a little bit buzzing, and you can kind of hear that in the audio. Overall, it's not bad. It's just definitely not a great camera. Yeah, I turned it on and kind of show you what it looked like. As you can see here, it's a small screen, but it's kind of hard to see during the day, but when it's looking down like this, you can kind of make out a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit dark during the day. As you can see here, resolution, you have up to 1080p 30 frames per second right now, and then you have 720p at 60 frames per second. You have here loop recording, wide dynamic range, which is set to on, and when you use wide dynamic range on, it actually doesn't help that much. I prefer to have it off, because then it's able to handle the pictures a little bit better. So keep that in mind. So give it a try, and if you like it, you probably want it off. Here you can change the exposure. Here you have recording of audio, day timestamp. Keep in mind, I had this wrong the whole time, so the timestamp is a year off, so don't worry about the timestamp on the screen. Here you can turn the GPS on and off, but the unit does not come with built-in GPS, so definitely you need to have the sensor. There's a G-sensor setting, just in case it hit a shock or something, you can adjust that. Go down a little bit more, you have a time lapse here you can turn on. So instead of doing the full recording, it will just basically take an interval recording, and you can kind of have a nice little time lapse of that. Next you have the lane departure warning here. You can turn it on, and when you're departing from the lane, it kind of just kind of beep a little bit to let you know. So the lane departure warning is a nice feature. It definitely just kind of read the line on the road, and if you have a good lighting during the day, it should be working fine. It should beep, let you know you kind of go up the road, but at night it doesn't really work that well, so keep that in mind. So if you go to the other setting option here, you have daytime, you can set the time zone, you can have automatic power off, beep noise, which I currently have on, and here's some other option here like TV, frequency, screensaver, etc. You can also set your car number. I don't know why you want to set a license plate, but you can do that. It's also used for tick driving, which kind of remind you to take a break and kind of stuff. So overall, this dash cam works pretty well for me. I like the fact that it's a very small unit and you can mount it in your dash. The only thing I really don't like is that instead of using a suction cup, it just used the little tape there to mount the blade, and that kind of make it permanent. So if you want to switch around, like me, I'm always playing with different dash cam, that's not really an option. But if you want to try one of these and you find out that you don't like it later, it's gonna be annoying trying to take that off. So definitely somewhat of a letdown for me. I wish it was just a suction cup option. So that's pretty much conclude my quick review of this dash cam. I hope it helped you in your purchase decision. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment below, and as always, stay tuned for future review. Thank you.